Austin, you guys are 6-0 at home. What are some of the reasons for that? It's the best home start for this team since 2010.
I just think we're playing good basketball at home. Obviously, I thought we were struggling on the road before this last 2-game road trip. Got 2 big wins on a back-to-back. It's not easy. Both teams play super hard. So getting those 2 wins was really nice. And then, like I said, at home, I just felt like we played good basketball. And obviously, playing in LA in front of our fans is special.
You mentioned that road trip. You guys went 1-4 on. What's impressed you the most about the response to win 5 straight since then?
Yeah, I think it just shows the process orientation we have. Nobody panicked throughout that whole thing. We just didn't play good basketball. We didn't make shots. We didn't guard. Transition was trash, and nobody throughout that whole time was freaked out and really, really concerned if we could fix those things. We just went to the drawing board, showed it, and got better at it, and continue to try to get better.
Dalton said that your guys' relationship dates back to when he was in college. What do you remember about how that started, and what was it like back then? You texting him after games or highlights you saw, kind of.
Yeah, I just randomly one day seen him going crazy, doing what he did in college, and obviously I was very impressed. The way he scores the ball, the way he willed, his Tennessee team to a lot of wins was special, and I'd like to, show my respects when I, really like, guys that have a lot of talent. He's one of those guys. So would text him, after games that I seen, and congratulate him on, the accolades that he was, putting up. That's really good.
And after that kind of history, what was it like for you on draft night to find out that the Lakers were able to go?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was, I don't know if I'd say I was watching, but I was somewhat paying attention. I kept not seeing his name pop up on the board, and I was like, what's going on? And then kept getting to 13, 14, 15, and I was like, as soon as, it got to us at, what was it, 17, I was like, in my brain, it was a no-brainer. I don't know what the process upstairs was, but I know I would have, if I was a betting man, which I can't bet, but if I was, that would have been my pick. And I texted him that night, congratulated him, and ever since then, we've been shooting after practice together, just creating a relationship. He's a good kid.
AD after the game in New Orleans kind of said it was like when Dame Lillard came in the league, and he was talking about in terms of experience, and that that he'd played so much college basketball, Dalton, that you've seen a bunch of different coverages, you've seen a bunch of ways that teams have tried to stop him, and he already kind of has game plans for that. You played a lot of college basketball when you entered the league. Did you find that to be a big advantage for yourself as you got started early? That your experience was maybe an asset when maybe teams in draft rooms would look at it and call you old or something?
Yeah, I think all that's a fact. I think if you're a team that's trying to win now, and you're not drafting off expectation, potential, taking a guy that's been in college for 3 to 4 years, that, like you've said, is shown he can be the guy on a team, but also be a role player as well. And I feel like that's kind of what Dalton's done in his career. It's a special journey for him, and like you said, he's seen every coverage that you could possibly throw at him. And the other thing about him is mentally, he's a goer. He wants to be challenged. Every time a coach comes at him with something, he fights that. And he wants to be better defensively. There's been times this year where he'll run to the best matchup and be like, I'm guarding him. I'm like, cool. So, but yeah, no, he's just ultra competitive, and when you challenge him to do something, he goes and does it. And you can tell by the way he scores the ball, his feel around the rim, athleticism. There's not just one way he can score. It's not just a three. He can get downhill. He can score around the basket, get offensive rebounds. So he's going to be very big for us this year.
You talked a bit about that relationship you had with Dalton before he was drafted. Can you see a bit of yourself in him, just guys who weren't heavily recruited out of high school, had to prove yourself at larger universities, stuff like that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of similarities. I wish I was as athletic as him. But no, I mean, I think the stories are similar. I think he went JUCO and then was at another college for 2 or 3 years and then transferred. So it's like, it's all the same stuff that I went through. I think a lot of people didn't think that we were good enough. I think just a lot of these, recruits at colleges didn't think we were, in my personal experience, I was athletic enough to, play at that level, and then levels beyond that. And then I don't know what it was with him, but it had to be something because, when I watch a game and I see him play, like, it's like, oh, that's a pro. Like, I could tell the first time I watched him. So I don't know what the problem was, but I think there's a lot of similarities.
Last two.
There's been a lot of late game situations where the ball's been in your hands. Can you just speak about the trust that your teammates and coaches have in you, and specifically LeBron in those situations?
Yeah, I think that it's just trying to do the right thing every possession. Regardless if it's score the ball, make a play for someone else. We've had a very good or very efficient late game so far this year and getting it into our actions, and regardless of who scores, we're running our stuff really well. So it's not just about me; it's about us creating everything for each other, and we're going to continue to grow in that aspect. And regardless of who it is, we have a lot of confidence with what we got going on.
Last question.
No last questions.
Thank you.
Thanks, Austin.